Hello, I am History Big Sis. During the Warring States period, many people died in battle. Most of them had many enemies and some were deeply resented. In this issue, we will introduce 5 people who died horribly in ways unique to the Warring States period. Zenju Wu Bo Sugitani, a sniper who targeted Nobunaga. Do you know Oda Nobunaga? He is the warlord who laid the foundation for the unification of Japan by Toyotomi Hideyoshi and is the most popular warlord in modern Japan. Some people were horribly killed by him. Sugitani Zenjubu, who stalked Nobunaga with a gun, was one of them. There are various theories about his origins. There were battles against the Rakaku clan, the Guardians of Omi, conducted by the Muromachi shogunate in 1487 and 1491. According to some people, Zenjubo was a ninja with the blood of a local samurai from Koka who sided with the Rakaku clan at that time. Others believe he was the lord of Sugitani Castle in Ise province, or a bounty hunter, or a hunter. In any case, it is certain that Zenjubu was from Koka and served the Rakaku clan for generations. His daughter married Rakaku Yoshikata, so their connection must have been deep. After the Rakaku clan was defeated by Oda Nobunaga, Yoshikata fled to Koka and tried to make a comeback. He often used guerrilla tactics against the Oda forces in an attempt to regain his old territory. But the Oda forces, who had secured the route connecting Gifu to Kyoto, were strong. Yoshikata's ability was no match for them. So, he called Zenjubo and asked him to assassinate Nobunaga. Zenjubo was known as a master of guns. If the timing was right, he could assassinate Nobunaga. Soon, the best chance of all came. In May of the first year of the Genki era, 1570. Nobunaga was approaching Chikusa-go-e on his way from Kyoto to Gifu. Zenjubo was waiting for him there. When Nobunaga approaches him to a distance of 20 meters, he fired 2 bullets. However, he did not hit Nobunaga. The assassination ended in failure. According to one theory, it took time for Nobunaga to arrive at the location, and while he was waiting, Zenjubo's gun got warmed up and the gun's aim was off. The truth is unknown, but now that this had happened, Zenjubo had no choice but to flee. He managed to evade his pursuers and succeeded in escaping. After that, the Rakaku clan fell. Koka was ruled by the Oda clan. So, Zenjubo could no longer stay in Koka. Because Oda Nobunaga became furious and searched for Zenjubo's whereabouts. Zenjubo was hidden in Uchishida village in present-day Takashima City, Shiga Prefecture. He was eventually found hiding in the nearby Amida Temple and handed over to Nobunaga. After being interrogated by the magistrate, Zenjubo was sentenced to death. He was executed on the banks of the Wadachi River. It was the most extreme punishment of all, embodying Nobunaga's hatred. They buried him alive in a standing position with only his head exposed above the ground, and cut off his head with an unsharp saw made of bamboo. Of course, the saw did not cut easily, and the pain was prolonged. Zenjubo bled to death after suffering so much. Afterwards, it is said that his head was laid on the riverside. The place where Zenjubo was executed became the execution site of the O-Mizo clan. The stone monument that remains there today is said to enshrine him. Incidentally, the Portuguese missionary Luís Froissart wrote, Historia de Japão, History of Japan, in Japan and Macau at that time, which contains the following description about a certain person whose name is unknown. There was an incident in which a Buddhist monk was buried alive while standing and his head was cut off with a small saw. According to this book, this Buddhist monk was trying to turn one of the castles against Nobunaga with a letter. Was he really just a hired sniper? No one knows the truth now. Yoshitsugu Nihonmatsu, a warlord who was mutilated. The Hatakeyama clan is known as one of the 3 governors of the Muromachi shogunate. The Nihonmatsu clan, which inherited the blood of the Hatakeyama clan, is said to have prospered greatly in the Tohoku region. However, as time went by and the Sengoku period came, the Nihonmatsu clan completely lost its power and fell. Only a small territory was being occupied by them. It was in 1585 that Date Masamu Nei defeated Oochi Sadatsuna. Sadatsuna fled, but Date attacked Nihonmatsu Yoshitsugu, who was related to Sadatsuna. Yoshitsugu hurriedly offered to surrender. But Masamu Nei was ruthless towards him. He confiscated most of Yoshitsugu's lands and tried to destroy the Nihonmatsu clan. Terumu Nei, Masamu Nei's sympathetic father, interceded and managed to stop the demolition, but the resentment that Yoshitsugu felt must have been quite deep. He was secretly waiting for an opportunity to take revenge. When Yoshitsugu visited Terumu Nei to thank him, he devised a plan. He kidnapped Terumu Nei and tried to take him as a hostage to his own castle. Then, Masamu Nei, hearing the news, rushed to the scene with his army to rescue his father. Masamu Nei and his men caught up with them on the banks of the Abukuma River. But the other side of the river was Nihonmatsu's territory. If Yoshitsugu escaped, they would lose all face. Furthermore, Masamu Nei's subordinates' trust in him might be lost. Then, Terumu Nei shouted at Masamu Nei, "Shoot me down too!" Determined, Masamu Nei ordered his gunmen to open fire. With a sound, the Nihonmatsu forces fell in a heap. Terumu Nei and Yoshitsugu, who had kidnapped him, were both shot dead. One theory is that Yoshitsugu, cornered, stabbed Terumu Nei to death. Masamu Nei's hatred for Yoshitsugu was so deep because of this incident. He was not satisfied with just making Yoshitsugu's head a public spectacle, so he chopped the body into pieces. He also strung Yoshitsugu's body together with wisteria vines and hung it from a tree. Eventually, birds pecked at it and it turned into hideous state. Of course, the murdered vassals of Nihonmatsu were also left there. After that, the Nihonmatsu clan was attacked, opened Nihonmatsu castle and surrendered. Yoshitsugu's heir, Kuniomaru, fled to the Ashina clan's territory, but was killed in battle 4 years later, and the Nihonmatsu clan perished. So, today, I have introduced 2 of the 5 people who met tragic ends unique to the Warring States period. In school history classes, an overview of Japanese history is taught in terms of politics, culture, and other aspects. But of course, there are almost no opportunities to learn about detailed anecdotes. I have done my research and am amazed at the cruelty of some of the people of that time. The remaining 3 will be introduced in Part 2. If you have any thoughts, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more. Please hit the like button. See you soon.